the statement doesn't come through the whips, they won't have the opportunity of knowing the nature of the statement and whether or not the statements are all on the same subject matter or not. So, honourable members, by practice, let's try as much as possible to route the statement through our whips. I am not personally happy when statements are given to me on the floor of Parliament for admission. I won't have the opportunity to read through the statement and exercise the option within the standing order to modify or not to modify, to determine whether it will provoke debate or it will not provoke debate. So it is good statements are transmitted to the various whip. They would analyze the statement. They may also do some modification about it before it gets to me. So I plead with honorable members to take note of this and follow the practice and procedure in transmitting the statement. Secondly, when statements are admitted, they are admitted for processing. After processing, it will end up being captured by the order paper. So it is not my fault that you bring a statement, the statement is not taken the same day, because the whips must process the statement to be taken. So I urge honorable members to bear with us in this direction. Yes, whip, you are on your feet.
Speaker, we are grateful for your guidance and the directives given. We will relate accordingly, myself and my friend on the other side, and reach out to colleagues as we should, so that we can all be carried along. Speaker, you have had many occasions to speak to us on same subject matter in private, and for you to make an open statement must be a subject matter that you are worried about. We intend to deal with it as we should, and to bring finality to this matter. Speaker, we will act.
I'm more grateful. Our members' application to take the item numbered 14 has not been opposed. I will therefore call on the chairman of the committee to move the motion numbered 14.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I crave the indulgence of the House to take item 14, motion numbered 14, as well as 16 and, Mr. Speaker, 18. They are all related, and the report that I'll be submitting covers the three motions. Mr. Speaker, having said that, arise, Mr. Speaker, that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on Energy on the Master Gas Agreement between the Government of Ghana, of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and the Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investments, and Petro.
Chairman, your report.
For the extension.
So then in that case, let me go back to say that we are moving motion numbered 14, 16, and 18 together. Am I correct?
Yes, exactly so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with the indulgence, I will present your committee's report. I would request that the Hansa Department will capture the entire report as being read, whilst I take the introduction, justification, and the conclusion of your report. Mr. Speaker, the amendment for the extension of terms of the West Cape 3-point agreement between the Government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and the Ghana Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, Exploration Production Limited Company, Talo Ghana Limited, Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment, and Petrosa Ghana Limited. 2. Amendment for the extension of the Deepwater Tunnel Petroleum Agreement between the Government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana Petroleum Corporation GMPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana AC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment, and Petrosa Ghana Limited. And, Mr. Speaker, Master Gas Agreement among the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation GMPC, GMPC Exploration and Production Company Limited, and Talo Ghana Limited, and Cosmos Energy Ghana AC, Cosmos Energy and Ghana Investment, and Petrosa Ghana Limited were presented to Parliament variously on 13th February 2026 and 19 December 2025 in accordance with Article 268 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Pursuant to Order 252 and 228 of the Standing Orders, agreements were referred to the Committee on Energy and Leadership of the Finance Committee for consideration and report. Mr. Speaker, I move to justification. The proposed extension of the West Cape 3 Points and Deepwater Tunnel Petroleum Agreements to 31st December 2014.
Honorable Chairman, the Hansard has captured it, so do the needful.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I conclude. The committee has examined the proposed amendments relating to the extension of the terms of the West Cape 3 Point and Deepwater Tunnel Petroleum Agreement, as well as the Master Agreement, Gas Agreement. In the course of its deliberation, some members raised concern regarding the use of corporate income tax (CIT) as security in relation to the gas sales under the agreement and the implication thereof for safeguarding the interests of the state. The committee knows that the agreements ensure continuity in production and enhance investment in the sector. The committee therefore recommends to the House to adopt this report and ratify by resolution. 1. Amendment for the extension of the terms of the West Cape 3 Point Agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GMPC Exploration and Production Company Limited, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy AC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investments, and Petrosa Ghana Limited. 2. Amendment for the extension of the terms of the Deepwater Tunnel Petroleum Agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Ghana GMPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana AC, Cosmos Energy and Ghana Investment, and Petrosa Ghana Limited. And finally, Master Agreement among the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation GMPC, and GMPC Exploration and Production Company Limited, Esproco, and Talo Ghana Limited, and Cosmos Energy Ghana AC, and Cosmos Energy and Ghana Investment, and Petrosa Ghana Limited submitted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion ably moved. Any seconder?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion represented by GMPC and its subsidiary Esproco, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana, and Petro SC Ghana Limited. Mr. Speaker, the agreement which has been submitted to this August House, we the minority fully support it, but with a concern which we raised at the committee level, that they should look at the agreement, especially with the extension of the agreement. Mr. Speaker, the extension, the existing contract supposed to end in 2034 and 2036. The extension is up to 2040. And before this existing contract was in place, Mr. Speaker, the Act 919 wasn't in place then. So we, the minority, expect that once we've gotten the opportunity for any extension or for any amendment, we have to factor the Act 919 into the contract. Why do I say so? The Act 191 talks about carried interest of 15%. The existing contract, carried interest is 10%. So why don't we factor the Act 919? But we were made to understand that since they are coming to inject about $2 billion capital into it, and then with the drilling of 10 to 20 wells, they need to recoup their investment before they do that. But at 2036, they are going to increase the carried interest to 20%. And Mr. Speaker, by 2036, the end of the productive livelihood of these hydrocarbons will be declining by then. So that has been one of our concerns. And then the second concern deals with the GSA, that's the gas sales agreement. Mr. Speaker, the gas sales agreement, we are going to offset the debt with corporate income tax. And our worry is, are we not opening the floodgate for other entities also to ask the state that when you are having an agreement with me or with us, you need to have a security guarantee of the CIT, which is a major issue. That's what we raised. But the minister was able to explain other things to us. But Mr. Speaker, on the minority side, these two concerns also to be on us, and then the agreement to also factor the 919, Act 919 into it. With these two concerns, Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Yes.
How much is a guarantee? Why? Huh?
Right, Honorable Speaker, as I rise to contribute to this motion before us, the agreement between GMPC, as has already been indicated, Talo Ghana, Cosmos Energy, and Investment Petrocel Ghana Limited. Right, Honorable Speaker, I believe that this extension couldn't have come at a better time than now, as we strive to ensure energy stability. The intention of this government has been clear from day one, that gas is a just energy that must be pursued, because, right, Honorable Speaker, it saves this country a lot of money. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm very much happy about this agreement because of the immense benefits it brings to this great country of ours. Right, Honorable Speaker, in the report on page 5, paragraph 4.5, right, Honorable Speaker, with your leave, I would want to highlight some of the importance we will get from this. This agreement, right, Honorable Speaker, is sure to reduce gas price by 18% and increase volume, gas volume, right, Honorable Speaker, from 100 million scaffolds to 130 million scaffolds, with the potential of adding another 50 million scaffolds of gas, which will increase GMPC's. And also, right, Honorable Speaker, another thing that is worth noting is that GMPC's interest is increased by an additional 10% in this agreement, making in all, bringing the total to 22.5. I think we need to commend and commend the partners for this benefit that is bringing to this country of ours. Right, Honorable Speaker, we're talking about an injection of $2 billion, right, Honorable Speaker, and a drilling of at least, right, Honorable Speaker, we're talking about 10 wells. And the impact, the benefit in the gas value chain that we stand to benefit from this agreement, right, Honorable Speaker, is one that we can celebrate. But most important, right, Honorable Speaker, for the records, this country stands to benefit. The value of Ghana from the extended field life is projected to yield, right, Honorable Speaker, $374 million to this state. And increased production volumes and prolonged revenues, and about $255 million in support of gas savings. So, right, Honorable Speaker, I believe there is enough justification to support this agreement, and I plead and call on the House, both sides, to support this agreement, which would eventually yield to the benefit of this great country of ours. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Dako Mensah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this great opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I believe that as the position was mentioned by the ranking member, this side virtually supports this project. Mr. Speaker, we know for a fact that not until 2036, Ghana will still hold 10%. It's only up to after 2036 that we'll get an additional 10%. And then we have a paid interest of 2.2 if we have the money to pay for it. So we shouldn't box it up and make it look as if we are getting 22% immediately. This will happen after 2036. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is that the investment that is going to be made is about $2 billion. And Mr. Speaker, we know that the gold that is sold in this country, small-scale mines alone, is $10 billion. So I believe that the investment they are going to make is not anything extraordinary. And I want us to start having this mindset that we should start looking at the possibility of Ghanaians ourselves doing these investments and making those monies for this country in full. Mr. Speaker, if you also look at some of the gains that they say we are going to get, that comes to about 374 million. Mr. Speaker, you compare 374 million to 10 billion, clearly, it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing. And therefore, I believe that we should look at the possibility of Ghanaians doing this on our own, or if it's not GMPC, other Ghanaians raising the money to do this investment. Because, Mr. Speaker, we all know that not until 2007 when oil was discovered in Ghana. At that time, Ghana was had not discovered oil. But currently, Ghana has been direct, and therefore anybody investing in this country knows that the possibility of getting oil or discovering oil is high. And therefore the negotiations, I believe that even though we are negotiating something that is starting 2026 today, gives a lot of advantage to the Talos, to the Cosmos, to Petro SA in negotiating now. Because if they had waited till the end of their agreement, naturally other persons would have come into the system and maybe given us a better offer. I believe that we should still look at this possibility and not wait till our hands are tied. Because currently, as we speak, they are negotiating from a position of strength, and we are negotiating from a position of weakness. Because if somebody is buying something from you today, something that you need in 2040, clearly you should understand 14 years from now, you are virtually not negotiating from a position of strength. And I believe that these are some of the issues that we need to look at. In concluding, Mr. Speaker, I believe that with the additional drilling of the 10 wells, environmental issues are supposed to be looked at. And now that we have ESGs, I believe that we need to be monitoring and evaluating the situation going forward. Mr. Speaker, a lot of the coastal towns in Ghana, especially in the western region, keep complaining about the investments that has come into their localities because of the oil and gas exploration and the oil and gas companies. I believe that we should take advantage of this opportunity to ask for more for our local communities across the length and breadth of the country in support of this agreement. With this view, Mr. Speaker, like our minority said, we all support this project. And I believe that after 2040, all the oil and gas companies that have cited their headquarters in Accra, after making so much money, should not take the bold step to relocate back to the Western region. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Yes, minority leadership.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I find it very... Anyway, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to yield to Honorable Bama. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Bama.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on this agreement before this House. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, this is the first time in the history of our oil and gas industry that we've had opportunity to do an extension of a petroleum agreement in Ghana. So it's a novel opportunity that we have been faced as a country. Now, the first critical question one would want to ask is that the original agreement is supposed to terminate in 2034 and 2036. And we are in 2026. So ordinarily, the lifespan of the fields have about 8 to 10 years to exhaust. Now, the question as to the basis upon which we want to do an extension up to 2040 requires us to go back to the Act, that is the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act 2016, Act 919, which gives the Minister of Energy, when there is an expiration of a contract or a petroleum agreement, two options. The first option is for the Minister of Energy to trigger an extension after negotiation or create a new petroleum agreement for the benefit of this country. Now, the Minister of Energy has opted for extension of the period. And so the question is, what does Ghana stand to benefit from this extension? The report indicates that there's going to be an investment, an additional investment of $2 billion, which cumulative benefit to Ghana beyond the investment is $340-something million to our economy. But the critical part I want us to focus on is that, Mr. Speaker, GNPC is our national oil company. And GNPC was created to do commercial production or to enter into commerciality in terms of the oil and gas. So why are we not giving opportunity for GNPC's capacity since 2007-2010, when we started oil exploration, to be the agency to take over these oil companies when their period expires? Because GNPC has built capacity enough to be able to do this work once the contract of these petroleum agreements expire. So the Minister of Energy, for whatever good reason, is looking at an extension. But the country should take advantage of these petroleum agreements that expires to give it to our indigenous national oil company like GNPC to continue with these blocks, so that at the end of the day, Ghana will get all the benefits. Now, we are already in production. This is not exploration process. We are already in production. So the cost of investment is not the same as doing exploration. So let's take advantage of our national oil company, which is GNPC and Exploku, to do this particular investment. Mr. Speaker, the second area that raises concern for the minority is the issue of the CIT, that is the corporate income tax offset. Mr. Speaker, how does CIT arise in the first place? A company makes a profit, and the tax authority taxes it, and then you have to go and pay your CIT. Now, if the companies have to pay their CIT, which is supposed to be received by the government of Ghana, and because of other bodies' inefficiencies, if other bodies' inefficiencies, they cannot pay the gas agreement, the gas that they've entered into agreement, and then we are asking government to use CIT to offset those debts that are owed by the government agencies, then we are supporting inefficiency, because the CIT is supposed to be revenue generated to the state, for the state to determine how it is going to be used when it hits the Petroleum Holding Fund. But here is the case: we are creating avenues for people to use inefficiencies in terms of their management to be able to offset taxes that are legitimately due to the state. So, Mr. Speaker, having looked at all of this, we are saying that as of 2025, government was owing $165 million to those Jubilee partners at the oil and gas sector. What has the minister done in recovering or making sure that these debts are paid, rather than looking into CIT to offset? And so this House is being invited, yes, the agreement in its entirety or intents and purposes, as a minority, we are raising the concerns, though we approve that this agreement should go. But the teething matters that have been raised, building the capacity of GNPC to be able to take over the expiration of contracts or petroleum agreements so that we can maximize all the revenue benefits, and also making sure that we don't leverage on inefficiencies of state bodies to offset taxes, to offset legitimate taxes that should go to the state. And so this parliament can accommodate it for now, but I'm calling on both sides to be mindful that we don't set this precedent, because once we've done it, it is easy for any corporate body, any international body that has issues with government agencies to say that we did it for the Jubilee partners, we did it in the oil and gas industry, and so we should continue to use government revenue to offset taxes, which is a bad precedent we are setting. Mr. Speaker, without more, I want to say that on the minority side, as my ranking and others have commented, it is an agreement government has chosen to extend. We had various options to have given it to GNPC to take over instead of giving them an extension. And also, the largesse that we are giving them is of concern. But we will take it in good faith, knowing that in future, the House, both the majority and minority, will consider some of the issues raised. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
It's now the turn of majority bench.
No, Mr. Speaker.
Majority bench. Let me hear you.
We don't have anything to say.
Very well. Then I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the motion numbered 14, 16, and 18, move together. Say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion numbered 14, 16, and 18, as moved together by the chairman of the committee, are hereby adopted. Yes, consequential resolutions. Are we moving resolutions numbered 15, 17, and 19 together, as we did for the motion?
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, may I rise to move the resolution on the amendment for the extension of the terms of the West Cape 3-point agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and GNPC Corporation and Exploration Limited, Talo Ghana, Cosmos Ghana, as captured in Resolution 15. I so move. Thank you.
Well, we are taking the resolutions one after the other. Very well. Honorable members, the minister has moved the resolution numbered 15, and it is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, I'll put the question. As many as are in favor of the resolution numbered 15, say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The resolution numbered 15 is accordingly adopted by the House. Now let's move to item numbered 17.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move for the adoption of the report of the resolution number 17 on page 8 of the order paper. Thank you.
Honourable members, resolution numbered 17 at page 8 of today's order paper has been duly moved by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, and it is for the consideration of the House. Honourable member, this being a consequential resolution, I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the resolution being adopted, say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The resolution is accordingly adopted. Yes, resolution numbered 19, also a consequential resolution.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move item number 19 on page 9 of today's order paper. I so move. Thank you.
Honourable members, resolution ably moved. Any seconder?
All right, to second that resolution.
It is for the consideration of the House. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, on an important occasion like this, where a resolution is to be moved, which carries the force of law, I would want to draw the attention of the House to the need to comply with constitutional requirements, which means that we should have the sufficient numbers to proceed. Mr. Speaker, I would want to draw the attention of the chair to facilitate this being done. Mr. Speaker, that said, let me also place on record that earlier I couldn't catch your eye. The minority, through its ranking, had indicated to leadership that the report that was moved by the chair had certain views that were to be captured by the ranking, the minority side of the House. In spite of insistence, according to the ranking, this was not done. Mr. Speaker, I believe that when we all attend committee meetings and both consensus on a matter and express divergent views, it is important that such views are properly captured in the report to reflect opinions. The disagreement may be mild, but these views must be captured. Mr. Speaker, I sit here as a leader of this side, and if my ranking comes to report to leadership that in spite of insistence, this was not allowed, Mr. Speaker, it is part of our democracy to allow views to be expressed. So, Mr. Speaker, I was on my feet to draw attention to this important matter because, Mr. Speaker, I know that whatever we are doing here has effect outside. That opportunity we couldn't get. And I don't blame you because, Mr. Speaker, when you put the question, I couldn't catch your eye. But having caught your eye, I feel that it is important I bring this to your attention. Mr. Speaker, without more, I would want to rest my case.
Very well. But you see, sometimes it's not good to create the impression that we are not fair. Your ranking did very well. He placed all matters on record, and everybody in the chamber can attest to that fact that the ranking did very well. Honorable Ochridako picked it up. He also spoke very well, and if you are watching me, I was nodding my head. When even the ranking finished speaking, I indicated that thank you for your observations. Honorable Boama was also given the opportunity when I called on the leadership of the minority, and the leadership of the minority yielded to Honorable Boama to speak. So for me, once that has been done, it is the turn of the majority. So clearly, I was no longer looking at the direction of the minority. So when issues are debated, and your back did very well of placing matters on record, I think we have put a question onto the motion. The motion has been adopted by the House. We can go back and revisit the debate on the motion.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not talking about a debate. Oh. Mr. Speaker, I'm not asking us to go and debate the issue. Mr. Speaker, let's put matters in proper context. Mr. Speaker, my issue is that my ranking had insisted on having the views captured. Mr. Speaker, there's a difference between your debate on the floor and the report as captured for Hansa. Mr. Speaker, our contention simply is that those views that were supposed to be captured in the report were not. Mr. Speaker, I am speaking on behalf of my side. It is what the ranking has insisted that he was denying, that I am putting across on our behalf, that the report was supposed to have captured key concerns.
Yes.
It was not done.
Yes.
Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, please permit me.
Yes, I'll permit
Yesterday,
you.
he made the effort to get the report amended. In fact, according to him, when the report was done, the draft report was not sent to him. For his side, he and his deputy were with me, and they said they were waiting for the final draft. Normally, the practice is that when the draft is ready, he would get a copy, go through and ensure that whatever they've discussed have been captured. But by the time he got wind of it, the report has already been signed. So when he came to me, I said, don't worry, engage the chairman so that the report could be amended. He tells me that he insisted, tried as he could, he didn't get the opportunity to get the report amended. So, Mr. Speaker, there's a difference between his argument that is made on the floor and the views of the minority being captured in the report.
You see, the problem that I have is that the very ranking member that you are speaking for was given the opportunity to speak to the report. And he spoke to the report. And all that you are saying is a matter that should have been taken into consideration at the time that the report is being taken. Now we have passed through the stage of adopting the report and the motion. We are now on consequential resolutions. Then you are raising issue about the report. And your ranking member has clearly been given the opportunity to speak. And he did so until he concluded. So what are we doing to ourselves to create the impression, wrong impression? Because he had the opportunity to speak. If your ranking member were not to be here, were not to be given the opportunity to speak, it will be worth listening or taking the point that you are making. So it appears we are trying to cry louder than the bereaved. We want to be more holy than the Pope. So, in the circumstances, let's take resolution number 19.
Mr. Speaker, I am not comfortable with the metaphor that concluded your comment. Mr. Speaker, with respect, I lean aside and I act on the instructions of my side. There's nothing like somebody crying more than the bereaved. Mr. Speaker, I understand the metaphor, I understand language. This is our side. This is our side. So don't say somebody is happy and no. We will not take this issue of somebody using a language to divide our side. We have a position. This thing must end. Mr. Speaker, with respect, we will show you respect. Same thing must be extended to us. I rushed in, I was somewhere. I had to rush in to resolve this matter for my side. So please, Mr. Speaker, I raise the issue to draw your attention that this is what I have been told. You had already called for the question to be put. You said you didn't see me. I have not questioned you. I know how the House can act sometimes, but I've taken it easy. There's always a tomorrow. If the energy minister says things today, he slipped through. Don't worry. If the energy minister thinks today, he has slipped through, so be it. So be smart on it. But Mr. Speaker, he doesn't have numbers to rush this his resolutions, and if you don't want it to be pursued, your posture.
Members, I will then put a question on resolution number 19. As many as are in favor of the adoption of the resolution say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the resolution numbered 19 is accordingly adopted by the House. Yes. Majority leader.
The first two. Mr. Speaker, we'll take two statements. First two statements.
So, which of the statements are we taking? Which of the statements are we taking?
The killing, yes. Mr. Speaker, the hospital, the lack of emergency support for the
Yes, you brought the statement to my office today. I have accepted the statement and indicated to you that I will read through, admit it, and transmit same to the Clerk of Parliament for onwards transmission to the House to be taken. Honourable members, with all due respect, if the statement is not transmitted to the clerk, it may not even be uploaded on the console and for copies to be available for members to read. So, with all due respect.
I've seen the Burkinabe one, the tomato one. Is that one? We'll deal with that one. Yes, sure. That's one. We'll deal with that one. That's fine. Mr. Speaker, that's fine. We'll deal with that one. Is it?
So my simple question is, which statement are we taking?
The tomato one, yes. But I need to go.
It's also advertised? It is advertised. Okay, so
You see, Honorable Minority Leader, in your absence, your whip raised a very germane point. I sat in the chamber, I listened carefully to the whip. The whip complained that some statements have been on the order paper to be taken, and those statements are not being taken. The impression is being created as if some statements are important than others. So those who were in the House at that particular time listened carefully to the whip.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, let's take a statement. Minority Leader, can we take your statement?
Well, I do not know. Let's open the actual statement on the console, because regarding that statement, I have written to the clerk. So let's open the statement on the console. So long as I am concerned, I have not admitted that statement. So which statement is on the console? Clerk at table.
No, this one is about, it's on the horrific killing of 7 Ghanaians, tomato, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the one.
Honorable Minority Leader, I'm told that is not the statement on the console.
It's three pages.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, earlier on, a statement relating to the killings in Burkina Faso had been presented to you.
Yes.
You had requested that the statement should be edited.
Yes.
And the statement was therefore edited and reduced.
That statement stands in the name of Honorable Bay. It stands in the name of Honorable. Share with you what really happened matter brought by the second Deputy Speaker on the same subject matter. So I told him before the second Deputy Speaker that I don't admit statements to my office. Whilst editing that of Befi statement, indicated that it was on the same subject matter. So I said, statements are supposed to be transmitted through the whips. And if these two statements were transmitted, to reduce his own statement is also too long to admit the statement. That was my minute to the clerk. So this morning, same statement has been brought by the Minority Leader. Similar statement has been brought. I have already considered from same name of Honorable Befi being taken. So to be taken. Certificate on the shore.
Speaker, Honorable Befi's statement, which you have admitted. Honorable Befi's statement, which you have admitted, since it's on the same subject matter, outside of this chamber. So, if with your leave, yes, so that the comments can.
I have admitted and transmitted to the clerk. Why am I saying this? When you are reading a statement admitted, I have a copy, or whoever is presiding have a copy to ensure that what has been admitted is what is admitted.
The Befi statement that you have admitted, mine on something, please listen to the suggestion that is coming from this side. With respect, Mr. Speaker, I am saying that only in some parliamentary work outside of the chamber, and in the discussion with him, he worked on the statement with honorable comment on the statement. so that Honorable Intim Fojo will not have the need to still pursue an
all statement.
Speaker,
well, I just want to be guided.
Mr. Speaker, invoke the rule of prudence. Invoke the rule of prudence. We are members of parliament. We are colleagues too. So I am...
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, you've gone through that statement, and in principle, you admitted it. Even though the maker to relax the rules and allow somebody to read a statement.
Very well, if that is the sense of the House. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this may establish protocols published on the console are done. Today, we may be discussing a matter that does not evoke much, and reading the statement that is on the console actually is about 6 pages. And clearly on the console, you can see your note, which says, please, which is too long. Your written note is there. They got onto the console should be established protocols as to how things get onto the console. Otherwise, one day, something more controversial can get onto the console, and we may spend the whole day unable to resolve it. So, Mr. Speaker, I just thought I should draw your attention to this one.
So the question boils down to a statement not admitted, statement declined. How did he got onto the console? That is simply the statement.
Asafweji, so and he's ready to take it. He just needs...
Who else has a copy?
Mr. Speaker.
So let me see. Yes. So we may stand. Yes. Yes, you see, I modified the statement. So if I don't have the modified statement, how would I be able to know that that is what you are reading? Five minutes suspension. I want to see the leaders at the conclave.